Day 29, Halloweentown. It's rated PG. It's another Disney Channel original movie. Came out in 1998. It's only an hour and 24 minutes. So for those parents out there who think that they don't have time for something like this with their children, or they have to do something, more informative, this is the perfect film for you and your child because it doesn't take away too much of your time. And it helps ease children into Halloween, whether they're skittish, they don't know what to think of it. This is a good movie to bring yourself into because it's so low maintenance, but at the same time gives you the understanding of what Halloween really is. Now, the whole film starts off with Marnie, who's played by Kimberly J. Brown. She's looking out the window of her living room because she wants to go out trick-or-treating. And she has two other younger siblings. She has Dylan and Sophie. Sophie wants to do the same thing, but Dylan doesn't really care for it. And Marnie's mother, Gwen, who's played by Judith Hoag, which a lot of you may know her as April O'Neil in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles live action. But, excuse me, Gwen doesn't think that Marnie should even entertain the thought of Halloween because she doesn't need it. It's just another joke, holiday. You can sense the resentment that Gwen has towards the holiday. Now, every year on Halloween, Gwen's mother, Agatha, shows up. And Agatha is played by Debbie Reynolds. She is one of the best actresses of all time, R.I.P. She's actually the mother to Carrie Fisher from Star Wars, if nobody knew that. Now, she loves Halloween just as much as Marnie, and she wants her grandchildren to embrace it. But as I stated earlier, Gwen doesn't want that. So there's a lot of bickering between Gwen and Agatha as to, if the kids should embrace it, if they shouldn't, yada, yada, yada. So, obviously, Marnie's upset. She wants to figure out what's going on. So she ends up hearing, Agatha and Gwen fighting in the kitchen, and Marnie decides, hey, I want to follow my grandmother. I want to see what this town is about that she talks about all the time. And they end up going into an alternate reality, another dimension, where it's Halloween 365 days a year. And Marnie ends up meeting a lot of people along the way. She actually meets the mayor, who is named Calabar. He's played by Robin Thomas. And, everything's going great. And they end up finding their grandmother, and Marnie ends up going on broom lessons, yada, yada, yada. And then right there, Gwen shows up. And she's like, all right, we're all taking you home, the whole 9 yards. And Agatha's like, well, you need to go talk to the mayor because he may have the best option on how to get you home. Well, we end up finding out that Calabar was Gwen's ex-boyfriend, and Gwen had lived in Halloweentown. And so that just sparks Marnie up to, being what teenagers are, rebellious and not understanding why things are the way that they are. Now, I'm definitely not going to give it all away because there is a big villain in this film. There's a lot of family bonding in this film. It's a great, not the great, it's one of the best films that you can sit down with your kids, no matter the age, and you can either explain away, the horror aspect of it, or you can enjoy the horror aspect of it. You can, it definitely brings the whole family together. Now, if you haven't seen it, like I said, please give it a watch. IMDb give it a 6.5 out of 10, but I give it a 5 out of 5 because I watched this. I mean, I didn't watch it when it came out because I was 2. But I watched it every year after, I want to say, me being 6 maybe? I don't know, maybe a little older. But I've watched it every year since because it just brings you back to the nostalgia of what Disney used to be. Now, of course, like I said, it's a Disney Channel original movie, so you can watch it on Disney+. But please, under the comments, let me know what you think of it. Let me know if you feel the same way that I do about Halloweentown, because there are 3 other ones after this. Sadly, spoiler alert, Kimberly J. Brown isn't in the 3rd one, but she's in the 4th. So it's just, you sit there and you try and figure out what's worth it. And like I said, if you have a child, which I saw a lot of children during Halloween this year that were afraid of taking candy or they were afraid of just the horror aspect, this is a good film to introduce them to Halloween. Because, I mean, I got the short end. I ended up getting introduced to The Exorcist when I was 4. So, I mean, I kind of didn't get a small, like, introduction to it. I just kind of got thrown at it. But I feel like if my daughter can watch it, then anybody can. So, like I said, under the comments, let me know what you think. I appreciate you listening.